What's up, Vape Fam? So today we're going to be taking a look at the adt210 TC by Arctic Dolphin. That is a mouthful. The adt210 TC is a 210 watt device that fires down to 0.06. But before we get too carried away, we'll go over some of the features, the menu, the control, the operations. We go up close for the breakdown to see what makes it vape. Alright guys, here we are up close with the adt210 TC by Arctic Dolphin. This is the packaging it comes in. Color coded, so this is the black one. There are several different finishes, including some really nice like wood grain appearing finishes, like a rose gold with wood grain, and I believe like a brass with wood grain. So the first thing in the box is your device. Put this aside for a second. Just ripped it. Pull this out, and underneath you will find your charging cable and your instruction booklet. The instruction booklet is a pretty hefty read, but there are a lot of features on this device, a lot of menu icons, so you are going to want to take a look at this, see what all the different icons represent, because it does not tell you underneath the icon or anything like that, so make sure you hold on to this one. Let's put this aside. And take a look at the device itself. This is the front, top. It is a center 510. It is a little bit flared out here, which I actually really like. It makes it look pretty good, even with 30mm addies and tanks that overhang it. This is the battery door. This one, I wish these little cutaways there went all the way through to the bottom to make it easier to access, because you really have to have a nail to get in to pull it up. Inside you have these nice spring-loaded negative connections, your ribbon cable. Let me pop a couple batteries in here real quick. Now the way I found best to do this is actually to put the positive side in first and just kind of push down. Oops. And just kind of push down on the negative, and it will snap into place. It seems like every time I put the negative side in first, it just doesn't register it as well. Like that. And put the battery door back on. Nothing shakes, nothing rattles, everything fits together really well. The construction's good. Just hold the button, it will turn on, give you the little Arctic Dolphin logo, AT, and there's the menu. Just screw something on here real quick. It has a really nice looking display. It might come across a little strange on the camera, a little pixelated. When you screw a device on, it will ask you if it is a new coil. There you go. New coil, yes or no. Positive for yes. It switched to temp mode. Temp mode does go up to 650 degrees. We will not be running this in temp mode. I should show you this. 5 clicks. We'll switch to wattage mode. Crank this way down. It is a little slow. Put it at 50. Alright, so let's go over the menu on the device. To access the menu, you're going to hit both the up and down or plus and minus buttons. It gives you this long scrolling menu full of icons. No real explanation for what they do. A couple of them might be obvious, but we're going to go over them real quick and just tell you what all these little features are. The first one is your brightness setting. It will allow you to adjust the brightness of your display. The second one is the lock feature. It allows you to lock your device. The third one is your screen rotation. It allows you to flip-flop the screen display one way or the other, depending on how you prefer it. The fourth one allows you to check your serial number. So if you need to know your serial number for one reason or another, maybe warranty issue, I don't know, you can check that there. The next one is your vaping frequency, as they call it. I just checked to make sure I got the term right that they used. Your vaping frequency, it is a puff counter. After that, you have your vape time, which allows you to change it from the standard 10 seconds of firing to 20 seconds, or whatever you feel like allowing it to fire at in a set amount of time. After that, you do have your Fahrenheit, Celsius. You can switch between the two modes depending on what you prefer to read. Then you have, I think it says HCH. I'm not 100% sure what that means. It allows you to change between the different types of coils you're using in temperature control mode. So nickel, titanium, and platinum are adjustable there. After that, you get into your vaping conditions, is I believe what it's called. These are profiles that you're allowed to set, or able to set and switch between for different coils, wattages, temperatures, things like that. So you can set them up in one, save it, you can read them in the other to see which one you're using. After that, you have your burst mode for temp control. I'm not 100% sure exactly how this works. I've tried it. It seemed relatively the same to me. It's in temp control right now. Let me put it in burst mode real quick. The last one is power on, power off. So we'll turn it off, turn it back on. It will fire up in temp mode. I put it in burst mode, so we'll see if it does something different. Maybe I just didn't notice. I really don't see it doing anything different than what it was doing before. Maybe it's like a hard, soft first couple seconds like some other devices have. I'm not 100% sure on that. It doesn't give a good explanation. So there you have it, the features, functions, and menu of the Arctic Dolphin's adt210TC. So let's take it back up top, we'll talk about it, and we will vape on it. Alright guys, that was the up close and breakdown with the adt210TC by Arctic Dolphin. This device is really well constructed. There's no play in the door, there's no rattle, the buttons are really nice and clicky. The wattage mode, like most 2 battery 200 plus watt devices, falls off a little bit. It's not, you never really get 200 watts out of these 2 battery devices. They either throw in a pulse mode or they just don't hit the mark. It's really taxing on the batteries. So it does fall off like most 200, 210 watt devices. The power is still there. You can still get a really good vape off of it. The temp control performs really well in my opinion. I don't do extensive testing on it or anything like that. I compare one device to another with really similar setups and see how it performs, and it's right up there with my RX200 for me, for the performance that I look for in temp control. Like I said, the construction, huge pro. Temp control works really well. The wattage, again, but it's the same as any 200 watt device with 2 batteries. The screen is nice and bright, super easy to read. There are a lot of menu settings, and I mean a lot. I mean to the point where I almost wish there was a few less. The menu's big, scrolls for a while. There's just icons, there's no words to tell you what each thing is, so you do have to either kind of know what they are or look them up in the instruction manual. They are all in there. My pets are going nuts again. They are all in there, so you can decipher them just from the icons in the book. It does have one of my favorite features where it detects the ohm of the coil, the resistance, as soon as you put the device on. It does ask you if it's a new coil every time, but I always like being able to see what it's reading at before I hit the button. So all in all, I've really been enjoying this device. It fits your hand pretty well. It's nice, easy to hold, fits in your pocket. I like the shape of the device. I like how it's flared out there in the middle. It means even when I put the 30 mil, addies and tanks on, even though they overhang a little bit, it still looks okay because it's flared out. It looks like it's trying to conform to the shape a little bit more. So all in all, I hope you found this review helpful. My dog's nuts. All in all, I hope you found this video helpful. Like, subscribe, it helps me out. If you have any questions, anything I didn't address, leave a question in the comments below and I'll try and get to it. Hope to see you again soon. Till then, keep on vaping.